All right, I'm gonna try this again. All right, so we're gonna try this again. My signal was weak. I guess I was too far away from the router. So if anyone is there joining in, please let me know that you're there. I see 3 people attending. Thanks, Lachelle, for chiming in. I'm just going to give a couple of minutes to see who's going to join us, and I apologize for the disconnection earlier. Little technical difficulties there. I had set up to do a testing of alkalized water today. Thanks, Lachelle. Today, basically, I'm going to field any questions. I got so many phone calls and so many emails and so many messagings that I figured I'd answer some questions today. It's my goal to try to open up a forum or to provide information every Monday around 7 o'clock. So this is my second time being on live to assist people with any questions about living an alkalized lifestyle. I've been doing it for going into, I guess, about 8 months now, and it's made a huge impact on my life. Brief history was I was suffering from various ailments, and I went over to Honduras, did a detox over there, changed my eating habits, and it's pretty much worked for me. So far as my health, I'm not taking any meds whatsoever when I was on all kinds of drugs before. So I wanted to share this information with other people. Hey now, Donnell. Odom's in the house. That's what I'm talking about. So it's good to see you both. I'm going to give it a couple of more minutes. Hopefully people will chime in. If you have any questions just in the live stream that I'm seeing from your messages letting me know that you're there, you can ask any questions that you want about this alkalized diet and its lifestyle. It's been pretty beneficial for me and those that I have made suggestions for their diets. So answer any questions. I set up in the kitchen to do water testing so that everyone can see the benefits of drinking alkalized water. Alkaline water assimilates into your cells more rapidly versus regular water that tends to be very acidic. So I try to do that testing as well and have some of the waters laid out for you all to see. I'm not sure if you've seen that before. There are plenty of YouTube channels that have that kind of demonstration on it. So I wanted to do that demonstration today. So hopefully we can get some other people to join in. If not, I'd be more than happy to just do it with whom has joined us today. Hey Roy, thanks for chiming in. Just trying to wait for a couple of more people to get on here. I will be doing a alkalized versus acid water demonstration today. I'm sorry about the lighting. It's not the best in here. I may have to reposition myself if you all can't see all that well. I was having a problem with my signal earlier, so hopefully we'll be able to function okay. If you're having any problems with the stream, let me know. That gives me some insight as to where I need to set up for these Monday night information Q&As. Hey Roy, is this your first time joining? If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I know Lachelle had a couple of questions I think before, so let me know if you have any questions. Just to give you a little more history, I had suffered from hypothyroidism, severe allergies, and asthma, and that's why I ended up going on this alkalized diet. Hey Kim Gordon, how are you? Great to see you. This is really a Q&A format. So in follow-up to the video that I did last Monday, I had so many people ask me questions. So I'm hoping to be able to field some of those questions and answer any questions you all may have about the alkalized diet, about my experience in Honduras, about any of the conditions that I was suffering from. Lachelle says, how can this help with weight loss? It can help tremendously. Hey, Kim. And in that way, hey, Desiree, thanks for joining in again. it can help tremendously with weight loss. I had developed gestational hyperthyroidism post having my daughter. And I then had my senses just out of whack. So I went to the doctor, and they said that they had about 3 different techniques for which they could treat the hyperthyroidism. Well, because I was so symptomatic, I went for the radioactive iodine. So they kind of just zapped my thyroid, pretty much killed it, and told me I would be on a hormonal medicine for the rest of my life. And due to the fact that I was ultra thin for pretty much all of my life, up into my 40s, right before I had Christina, I was very, very thin. I had no problem with weight. I would constantly eat. And then I got hyperthyroidism after the radioactive iodine. And that was a constant battle. I was in the position where I was eating very little and exercising a lot, always tired, sluggish, cranky. I mean, it does all kinds of things to your hormones. It's nothing short of going through menopause, I'm sure, in terms of the hormonal ups and downs. But the weight just would not leave. I was gaining and not losing, no matter what it was that I did. So once I went on this alkalized diet, the weight after about a month just dropped off. And when I say dropped off, I think I went to Honduras in July. It was mid-July. By mid-August, I saw somewhat of a difference. And then towards the end of August, early September, I mean, literally, and I'm not exaggerating, about 15 pounds just dropped off so rapidly that I was extremely challenged with finding something in my closet to wear because everything was just hanging off of me. So it totally assists with weight loss as long as you maintain eating the alkalized diet, and definitely the alkalized water was a huge help. You have to drink lots and lots of water to help your system flush out all of those toxins and rid you of all of the mucus that's holding on to a lot of the disease that's in your body. Hey, Angie, thanks for joining. So if any of you have any more questions, I will be doing a alkalized acidic water test a little bit from now in a couple of minutes. I set up in the kitchen. My signal's more weak in there, so I kind of brought it a little closer to where the router could reach the phone. So let me know if you're having any problems with the stream here. Daryl, I'm sure you have some questions. So please just ask anything you need. Hey, sis. It's my sister joining in. So the alkalized water, I didn't speak about that in my last video. And just to let you know, just drinking the alkalized water, about a gallon of it a day, if you can at all build yourself up to that, is super beneficial in the way that it helps to detox you all by itself. So you would want to drink that because it helps you with cleaning out your gastrointestinal tract, making it easy for you to move out anything that's building up in your system. You want to constantly keep your plumbing flowing. And as long as you're doing that, you're keeping it free of those diseases as you're going through any type of detox process. Kim's asking, mucus holding on to disease. Okay, yeah, definitely. One of the things that Dr. Sabi teaches is what I learned definitely while I was in Usha Village, was that all disease comes from the mucus buildup in our body, which is generally within our colon. It's just stuck to the walls. It holds there. I'm sure you've heard this teaching before, but on a different level, that it's all throughout our bodies. And so we want to make sure that we definitely detox and then maintain a healthy alkalized diet. Some people kind of debate the fact that it should be 100% alkalized versus 80-20. Now that I'm more stabilized with my weight and to the point almost where I need to gain a couple of pounds back, I try to maintain an 80-20 diet where 80% is alkalized, 20% might be something other, but never any dairy, because I suffering from asthma just don't want to go near the dairy anymore because it's it creates a high production of mucus in your body, as well as meat causes the mucus, and sugars causes the mucus. So you want to kind of stay away from those things, and definitely on the alkalized diet there is none whatsoever. So if you all have any other questions, please feel free. Angela Perry's on here too. That's awesome. Hey, Angie. Good to see you both. I don't know whether you're in Connecticut or Atlanta. I can't keep up with you guys these days. No, it's not hard to find alkalized water. Kim Gordon's asking, is it hard to find alkaline water? Alkaline water may have been difficult to find maybe 5-10 years ago. Pretty much all of the grocery stores that I go into now have it. We have up in my area Acme, which probably is the equivalent to a Giant Food. And then we also have ShopRite, which is probably equivalent to a Shoppers in your area. So you might want to check there. I know there's 2 brands that I drink. Both of them are found in Wegmans, and I can show you that if you all will hold just 1 second. I'll be testing these waters a little later so you can see the alkaline content in it. This one's Essentia, and it is highly alkalized. It's a 9.5 pH. Delicious water. Love it. Drink it all the time. This is Evermore. You can see these bottles I have full. I tried to save a little bit so that I could do the testing today. But Evermore it says anywhere between 8.8 and 9.1. So you want to make sure that you try to get as close to a 9, above definitely an 8 if you can for your alkalized water. There's other ways of purifying your regular tap water. There's so many chemicals in that water that, of course, the old standard of boiled water always helps. If you can get it to go through any osmosis type of process, that's always great. You can use a Brita to help purify it. But also, one thing that you can do is that you can put key lime juice in it, and that kind of disinfects your water. Desiree is asking the question, is it a different taste? Yes, it's clearer, it's crisper. It's the best way I can describe it. Unlike tap water or some of the waters that you buy in the store, it is wet and crisp. That's the difference that I see when I drink alkalized water. And that's the best description I can give you. Angie's asking, can you alkalize purified water yourself? The best way to alkalize the water is to add something alkaline to it. So you can do sliced cucumbers. I'm sure you've seen a lot of people do that. Put in sliced cucumbers, definitely the cucumbers with seeds. You want to always have seeds in your vegetables and your fruits. So you can help alkaline the water by putting alkaline things in the water. And I'll show you with the testing how we can take an alkalized water, an acidic water, and add an alkalized water to it to make it alkaline. So that's a great question. Any more questions? How about lemon juice? Lemon juice, they say, turns to alkaline in your body, but I kind of, because it's not on the food list of alkalized foods, I kind of steer clear from it. They did give us some education about lemons versus limes, and the fact that key limes are acidic because it is actually the true lime. So the little key limes that are about the size of a cherry tomato are true limes. And I believe the larger limes are a derivative of it, or a GMO from it, as well as a lemon, sort of like broccoli is a derivative or a GMO of the cabbage, as well as cauliflower is a derivative of broccoli. So you can see there's no color whatsoever in cauliflower, which gives it actually pretty much no nutrients whatsoever. So you're looking at these GMOs versus what you could get full impact or full benefit so far as vitamins and minerals, you should go back to the source of the vitamin and minerals, which would be then a key lime. So that would be better than using the lemon sterile. Kim is asking, good doing cucumbers in water now. Okay, great. That's a great thing to do. Always put as much alkaline stuff in your foods. Just combine them to bring them to a great alkalized state if you can. Pamela, thanks for joining in and watching. Let's see, any other questions? Love to answer any questions you have. So yeah, Des, the taste is very distinct. After I consider myself now to be a water snob, because I would preface alkalized water over any other water. Fortunately, there's a filtration system in this house. I'm going to be doing the testing a little later. It's pretty alkalized, so I don't always have to run out and get water, but then sometimes I just want my alkalized water in a bottle. There's different ways in which you can just assure that you're getting a good quality water. And I bought a fish test kit. You can pretty much buy any kind of fish water test kit at any pet store to do a quick test on your water to see if it's alkalized. I've done it a couple of times. I'm going to demonstrate in a couple of minutes. You guys can see the difference between alkaline water and acidic water, and the difference between some of the waters that are out there claiming that they're good for you and they're no better for you than a soda. So some of them are just that acidic. So you just kind of want to make sure that the stuff that you're putting in your body is definitely alkalized, especially this time of year, because our resistance gets down. I know there's one woman, she has a chronic condition, and it attacks her immune system, and she's very susceptible to colds and all kinds of viruses. So to ward and help fight against the diseases that creep up on us during this time of year, when there isn't that much sun out here to penetrate and kill the germs, they're sitting around dormant and hanging around in our bodies for longer periods because we're not getting out and being able to experience fresher air or more open environments. We are holding on to diseases and transmitting them to each other more freely. She's pretty sick. I just told her to increase her alkaline foods, try to stay away from the meats, try to stay away from the dairies and the sugars, and that will just in turn just clean out her body and make her more healthier. Des is asking, okay, so yeah, there is a concern about the cost of the alkaline water. It is a little pricier than the run-of-the-mill water, the Deer Parks, the Aquafina and that kind of thing. However, if you start looking at your foods from the perspective of what's healthier versus quantity, I would think in terms of changing that. I would accept quantity. I would accept quality instead of quantity. Now, while you need a lot of water, there are different resources that you can tap into to lessen your costs. I can share with you all a website that provides alkalized water in gallon form. That would be a cheaper way of purchasing your alkalized water. I believe they deliver to your home. There is also the benefit of places like Whole Foods. I know that they will allow you to buy in large quantities. So you can go in and kind of tell them, you'd rather buy a case of something than per bottle. I'm not sure about Wegmans doing that, but I know I've done that in Whole Foods a few times. The other thing is to get a individual water purification. I think the alkalinity of the water when I put it into my Brita is pretty good. And I could test that. I just haven't changed the filter in a while. So I don't know if I want to trust that 100%, but I'll test what I have in the refrigerator so that you can see the alkalinity is higher than just the regular water that you would buy in a bottle. What I do know is Trader Joe's is probably the one place that I buy alkaline water where I can find that it's the cheapest. And it's, I think, a 32-ounce bottle or 24-ounce or 32-ounce bottle for $1.49. And that's pretty good for alkalized water because usually they're upward $2 or over for alkaline water. So I'll definitely share that link where you can get that water. Locally here near Baltimore, it's called Love Water. Great brand. People are great, at delivering it. They'll even ship it if you aren't local. Angela's asking, did you say reverse osmotic water is alkaline? No, it's not alkaline, but it's more pure than the water that you're getting straight out of the spigot with all those chemicals in it, because at that point, through the osmosis process, the water's settling, the chemicals are settling down, and the water does kind of a runoff. So you're getting a more pure water, but no, it's not alkaline. Kim is asking, what about alkaline water and your skin? Any positive effects? Yes, it does have positive effects on it. One thing I notice when I don't drink enough water in general, and pretty much the alkalized water, is my face will start to break out. So that's my indicator that I'm not getting enough water. If you're feeling dry, if you are having any problems with your skin, you're probably not getting enough water. We are made up of a little over 80% of our bodies of water to begin with. So we thrive in an aqua environment. So we should be drinking as much water as we possibly can. At least a gallon a day. And I know that sounds like a lot of water, but really, it really isn't in comparison to our physiological makeup. We need to replenish our body. We're constantly sweating, even though we don't feel like, the perspiration from working out. We're constantly losing water, especially when we sleep. And so you want to replenish that water. Definitely drinking at least a glass of water before you go to bed and a glass of water when you wake up. Because of the loss of water. You want to put it in before you go to sleep because you know you're going to lose it, and you want to wake up in the morning and put more water in because you've lost it. And that 8-ounce glass of water will get you going, and then just drink water throughout the day. It'll definitely have a positive effect on your skin. So I'm going to field a couple of more questions. They don't all have to do with water. They could be about the alkaline diet. If you need me to share with you, I'll make sure that I share the alkalized chart with you if you don't already have that. I think everybody that I'm seeing on here tonight has it. But if you guys will hang with me a little bit more so I can show you some of the effects of the water and the acidic water versus the alkalized water. I think it's pretty impressive because you can impart alkalized water and make acidic water alkalized. And that was pretty interesting to me because I was like, well, how do they do that? But you'll be able to see the effects in a moment. So if there's any more questions, hit me up. Let me know. I think I'm going to just try to bring the waters on over here and try to do this from here because my signal in the kitchen, I lost contact with everybody earlier. So just give me a second. I'm not going to do all of these waters that you see, but if you see a brand, I've got Aquafina, Dasani, I've got tap water, and I've got smart water. And so I'm just going to test various waters. So I'm sure, I know some of you like one brand over the other. Glad you found it informative, Desiree. Donnell, yeah, I need to know more about this alkaline diet. I will definitely give you information, Donnell. And Daryl, can you share your recipes, please? Yes, I'm actually on next Monday going to do a video making a meal that's very, very simple and very, very easy to do. So, what I was suggesting to you guys is to try to make sure you have alkaline water in your diet. This is a simple pH test kit that you can get from PetSmart or pretty much any fish store or pet store that any type of aquatics, because they have to test the water to make sure that it's pH balanced before they put the fish in, otherwise they'll die. So the fish are kind of smarter than we are in terms of the quality of water that they prefer. Basically, the test kit comes with a valve that you test the water in. Let me set that right there. It comes with a solution, pH test solution, for you to put the drops in the water. And it also comes with this handy little color card. And the color card, you can see the different colors on there. The yellow is most acidic, and all the way over here on the blue side, it shows you a good level of pH. I think it's an 7.6. So this is really below what we would want in terms of our alkali or the alkalinity in our water. We want somewhere closer to an 8 minimum. So I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to do maybe one of the alkaline water so that you can see whether it's closer to this or closer to that. And then something very acidic like some Sprite soda, and then one of these waters back here. So if you have a preference, Aquafina, Smart Water. I know a lot of people drink that Smart Water now. And Dasani. But I'm going to test the water in the house first. So just coming straight out of the tap, we've got tap water. I'm just going to add it onto the fill line here. And then add a couple of these drops. Hope that doesn't fall because it's sitting on my computer. All right, so I just put maybe a few drops in. And this is the regular water in the house. Basically what I do here, put my finger over it, shake it up. And I don't know if you all can see that, but that's blue. So I try to compare it to this here. As long as you've got a good blue color, and you can see through that blue, so it's pretty spot on with this. So I'm going to say that that's about, I guess that's about a 7.6, which is on there. So that's just the regular tap water from the house. And we'll try the Smart Water since I've opened that one. Try that. I want to spill it, so I'm pouring it over this cup here. And we'll add a couple of drops of the alkaline solution. Now this is the Smart Water. So this is what we're buying, figuring that we're getting great hydration. You see that? It's pretty yellow on this side. I don't know if you can see it. So it's about a 2 on this scale because it's running about at a 6.4. And that's your Smart Water. Okay? So what I noticed right away when I did it the first time was that my tap water in my house is more alkalized than the Smart Water that we buy in the store. And let's see. I'm going to try Evermore. That one has, let's do this. I know that this has the highest pH balance of them all. So we're going to try the Essentia water. And we're going to put that in there. And we're going to put a couple of drops, a few drops. That's too much water. Let me get that out of there. Kind of want to stay to that little fill line on there. We're going to put a few drops of the Essentia water into there. Shake that up. That's a beautiful blue. It's really, really, really dark. You all can see that. And that's a real good pH balanced water. Really off this chart here for what you're looking for. So alkaline water does definitely make a difference in terms of the pH balance in it. Now, I'm going to take, what was that? That Smart Water again. See if we can alkalize that with the alkaline water. We already know that the Smart Water is more acidic. So we'll add the drops again. Shake it up. We've still got that yellow color, right? With the Smart Water. Now we're going to take some of the essentia and add it to it. Voila. You see what happened? That alkalized water turned that acidic water alkaline. So that's pretty amazing. So, as I said before, we know that the cucumbers are alkalized. So putting that cucumber in your acidic water will alkalize your water. So that's why it's so important. Add those key limes or add those cucumbers to your acidic water to alkalize it. Okay? And I think we'll try one more. Dasani. We'll try Dasani's water. Hold on just a second. Not functioning in my kitchen like I had planned to. So this is a little awkward. But we'll put the Dasani in here and we'll test that as well. A lot of people like to go to their convenience stores and grab water and keep going and figure they're getting what they need in terms of hydration. But as we test this, you see that yellow color? It is nowhere near as alkalized as you thought you were getting for your money, right? So when you look at $1.79, and I just bought this from the CVS today for this test, $1.79 for acid is what you're buying with your water versus $2.15 for some alkaline water. I think that's worth your health in buying just a few more pennies some alkalized water. So I hope that's helping you guys see the difference between alkalized water and acidic water. Now I'm going to test some Sprite soda, just so that you can see the alkalinity of the Dasani water versus that of a soda. We'll pour a little bit of that in here. And you know, sodas have that wonderful carbonation in them as well. So I'm going to add a few drops of that and shake it up. Now how much, got a little pushback from the carbonation in there. How much difference is that from that Dasani water that you saw, minus the bubbles? You're drinking basically the same acid or got the same acidity from Dasani water as you do from a soda. So just pay attention, get your fish kit, test your water. If you've got a filtration system at work, I would suggest that you test that water there. And that way you know that if you're drinking something from a filtration system that is actually filtered to alkalized water. If not, add those cucumbers, add those key limes. I will say this though, if you do not have access to key limes, one of the general key limes, the larger ones, will be better than nothing. I'll say that much. So even with GMOs, a young lady, I talked to her at length today about what's ailing her. And she asked the question of, well, so I shouldn't be eating grapes, seedless grapes, or I shouldn't be eating cucumbers without seeds. And I told her, if there's not any seeded grapes, if there's not any seeded cucumbers around, it's better to buy those, it's better to buy the non-seeded ones than it is to fall into old habits and going to buy some packaged food. So if you're somewhere and you're traveling and you have access to fruits and vegetables that are alkaline fruits and vegetables, go ahead and grab those and eat them versus saying, oh, forget it, there's no alkaline food, I'm going to grab me a sandwich or I'm going to grab me something that will put you back into the old habit. Yeah, I would say eat the seedless grapes, eat the seedless watermelon or cucumbers if you don't have access to the seeded ones. You're still getting a better quality food than reverting back to eating your old snacks. So if there are any more questions, I hope the demonstration for the waters was helpful. You got some tools that you probably didn't have in terms of alkalizing your water and the importance of drinking alkalized water. And what the main thing about making sure that you get alkalized water in your diet is because it penetrates your cells at a cellular level, because it's actually hydrating your body in the most natural way because it's alkalized. The acidic water is doing nothing but breaking your body down because it's not going to those cells. Our cells carry the oxygen that we need in our bodies, and so we need to hydrate in the best possible sense that we can. So you want to make sure that you get a good quality of water in your diet. Sure, Desiree, thank you for chiming in. Definitely reach out to me with any questions. So I'm going to round up about now. If you have any questions, feel free to private message me, and I'll definitely respond. Thank you all for joining in. If you know anyone else that might benefit from this lifestyle, I'd be happy to assist. I will be doing some coaching. I shouldn't say will be. I am doing some coaching. I have a few young ladies that I'm working with now. So if there's any assistance that you need, hi Kenneth, thanks for joining. Just let me know, and I'll be more than happy to guide you through this process. I know I was suffering from 3 major ailments, and I no longer take any drugs for them. I feel great. And the other thing is my energy level has gone through the roof. I don't feel exhausted and tired like I was, before. The weight loss, I know, Lachelle, you asked about that. That will just peel off of you once you do the detox, once you maintain a healthy eating regimen on the alkaline food, and definitely keeping that alkalized water in your body. So thanks so much for you all joining. Like I said, hit me up with any questions, and you guys have a great MLK night.